So Nick Sirianni was yelling at Sean Desai on the sidelines. Jalen Carter's the #1 D tackle at what? Plus, Bradberry's going to be back exactly when we need him. And Siposs out. New punter is in. What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Told Podcast. And today we got a lot to get into. But before we do that, Eagle Nation, can I ask y'all for a favor? Help your boy out. Hit that like. Subscribe if you are new, and ding the bell. That way you're notified when we drop these videos, go live, or put out YouTube shorts. Let's get right into it. The Eagles workout cornerback William Jackson, who started 64 games during his 6-year career, how he's looking to add some secondary depth with the confirmation that Avonte Maddox is out for the season. However, we do get James Bradberry back. I'm hopeful for Reed Blankenship. We got to get this secondary back intact for sure, because it's not that good how it is, especially the fourth quarter of the Vikings game. Now, there have been reports that Bradberry spent some time in the slot to guard bigger tight ends that play in the slot and bigger wide receivers, which the Bucs have, who do play in the slot. Godwin, Evans, they rotate in and out. That being said, could Bradberry be the week 3 fix? And then we figure out later who is the permanent guy in the slot, whether it's Justin Evans coming up, you sign William Jackson, Mario Goodrich. We got time. Maybe Eli Ricks. But maybe Bradberry is the fix for the immediate future now that we're playing the Bucs. Speaking on the defense, y'all let me know. Am I going crazy, or is Nick Sirianni screaming at Sean Desai? 1st and 10, 7 seconds left. The game is over. But the Vikings put up a lot of points in the fourth quarter. His demeanor, how fast he's walking, what he looks like he's saying, how he turns his face right at Sean Desai when he walks by. Bleep, 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 bleep. Now we know Nick Sirianni is an emotional coach, a fiery coach. He could be just saying, come on, we need you to step up. A little mean, but more like a tough love thing. I don't know what was said, but we do need to get these coordinators playing better. I don't think he's going to really yell at Brian Johnson for the simple fact that he's involved with the offense too. He can veto this, he can change this, he can adjust here, adjust there. As the DC, Nick Sirianni lets the DCs go. It was Gannon's game plan, and it's Sean Desai's game plan. So Nick Sirianni being a little feisty on the sideline, y'all let me know if I'm going crazy, or did he just walk by and look at him and yell at him? We will see if that makes a change. First, the Buccaneers, all that good stuff. We'll break down the game Wednesday or Thursday in depth, but we also got to talk about this Siposs thing. He has been released from the practice squad, and we signed Brandon Mann, former Pittsburgh Steeler, former New York Jet, just an overall better punter than Arryn Siposs. And although he hasn't been bad thus far, you don't want him to end up kicking your butt in the game, pun intended, and then being like, oh yeah, we knew he was going to resort back to that. So I think you had to make the move. Brandon Mann, overall better. Look at the numbers in 2022. Now, we going to get to this power rankings, but I got to talk about Jalen Carter. Has the most pressures out of any D tackle in the league with 11. And he's in some good company. I'm speaking edge rushers. Now, the stats ain't there. The sacks ain't there for him and the rest of the Eagles D-line, because the secondary got to clean some stuff up. The ball won't come out as fast, and he and the Eagles will get sacks. But look at this. Pressures, 13 for Hutchinson, 12 for Parsons, 11 for Carter. Look at this snap discrepancy, and these are edge rushers. He's #1 as it pertains to D tackles, and we're not just talking rookies. Although, if you look at all the rookies, all the position, he ranks the highest with 90.2 per PFF. Bijan right behind him, but Jalen Carter has been wreaking havoc. Some of these pressures turn into incompletes, possibly can turn into interceptions, but the sacks will come. Listen to this. Jalen Carter is the 7th most double-team D tackle through 2 weeks, 66% of the time. He's still top 5 in pass rush win rate. So he's getting doubled when they're running the ball. He's getting doubled when they're passing the ball, and he's winning his rep. Again, the Eagles didn't lead in sacks last year at this time, right? Week 2, 3, 4. We didn't lead the league in sacks until week 9. It was week 3 when we went off on Carson Wentz that kind of started the whole thing. The secondary got to get the communication right. We got to get healthy. Sean Desai got to start calling it, and it's going to give time for our D-line to eat. Jordan Davis doing big things too. He's beating double teams left and right too. At the nose, they're going to try to run. He just throws 67 and 55 off and goes there and cleans it up. So again, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Josh Sweat, Fletcher Cox, Hassan Reddick is dealing with the club on his hand. But all these guys are getting pressure. Did you see Sweaty last game? Strip sack, 8 pressures, 3 hurries. The secondary are allowing quarterbacks to get the ball out their hand. That will change due to the health, the miscommunication start to go away. This Eagles D-line will be mentioned with the best as time goes on. The defense as a whole got to get on point. Now, I want to go to the offense real quick, and I want to start with Jalen Hurts. Again, I'm not trying to say he's having an amazing season, but he's still doing what he needs to do. 9 quarterbacks have a completion percentage above 70%. 7 quarterbacks have an average target depth of over 9 yards. Only 1 quarterback has both. That is Jalen Hurts. He got to be better certain areas, but this is why I say he's not even at his final form. This isn't his final form. He's going to be more like the Jalen Hurts of last year in a couple weeks, in the middle of the season, and when it counts most. Versus the Bills, the Niners, the Chiefs, the Cowboys. I expect the old Jalen Hurts. The offense got to get going, whether Brian Johnson snaps into it, Nick Sirianni helps, it's a collaborative effort. It will come around. Jalen Hurts has been doing little things great. While we've been relying on the run, feeling out this, feeling out that, adjustments will come. It's all in good time. All in good time. Now, pause on the video real quick. A link will be in the description for a GoFundMe. My friend's daughter's 13. She's trying to compete as a 13-year-old female wrestler across country, and we're trying to support that. We will be giving away an Eagles helmet signed by Mark Sanchez and Jordan Matthews. A lot of y'all said we don't care about that. We just want to help the girl out. Link in the description. $1, $5, $10, anything helps. And if you want to be entered into the raffle, a $20 donation to the GoFundMe will get you a raffle ticket. Now, staying with the offense, the Eagles' 259-yard rushing game versus the Vikings was the 10th 200-yard rushing performance in the Nick Sirianni era. So we're getting accustomed to these big rushing games, whether it's Hurts, the running back, Sanders, but now Swift. I'm not discrediting Swift like, oh, we do it with anybody. The way he did it was fantastic. The holes he was hitting, the speed he was showing. And so because of that, I don't need this coaching staff going right back to Kenny G. You can use him. Kenny G runs hard too. Don't forget the playoff rushes from Kenny G. But seeing DeAndre Swift on display, right? We saw a little piece of it in the Baltimore Ravens preseason game. Then week 1, he goes away, 1 carry. Week 2, he comes out and he says, yes, the Eagles rushed for 200 times, 9 other times, with Jalen Hurts being a big factor, right? This one, Jalen had 35 yards. Other 200-yard games, Jalen has north of close to 100 yards. 175 came from Swift. So credit Nick Sirianni for getting the run game going. But at the end of the day, Swift ran the ball very, very well. And again, that week 1, right? A lot of people were out their element. Devontae Smith caught the only touchdown, right? Defense allows Mac Jones to go for 300 yards. Jalen Hurts sees a Bill Belichick defense that everybody said the blueprint's out. This is how you stop Jalen Hurts. He had 193 yards. He was very efficient versus the Vikings. And 193 yards off 23 attempts is great. Why? Because he was efficient. And why are we throwing the ball if we could run for 259 if Swift has 175 on the ground? But when I look at this game, the way they use Kenny G on the opening series, Jalen Hurts was throwing him the ball. They were running him the ball. Now this front for the Patriots is better than the Vikings. So I'm not saying Kenny G is going to be limited to what he had against the Patriots and Swift is going to be always doing what he did against the Vikings. You got to get Kenny G involved. But Swift is RB1. Until Kenny G shows me otherwise, Swift is RB1. You got to rotate him, but Swift got to come out as the top ball carrier. I would like to see a little bit less quarterback drawn runs for Jalen Hurts. Allow him to use his weapons, Goddard, AJ, Smitty, and then run when he needs to run. He's very good at knowing when to run and when not to run. And I'm not here to say Jalen Hurts has been the same. He's definitely playing different than last year. They're playing him different than last year, but it's early in the season. Once again, he's still doing things that no other quarterback can do via completion percentage and deep balls. And so I trust Hurts going back to where he needs to be. And I think this game against the Bucs is going to open things up. I don't think the Bucs defense is that good. Justin Fields and the Bears were in that game as he missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide receivers. Just kept missing them and missing them and missing them. I think what we saw from Jalen Hurts week 2, prime time against the Vikings, we're going to see against this Bucs defense. Now, again, the Bucs offense, Baker Mayfield, not really scared of him, but the weapons he has. They've been able to produce on offense. I got another high-scoring game. We're going to break down more as we get closer. Wednesday, Thursday, we'll have the legit preview. We'll know a little bit more of the injury updates. But Jalen Carter, stud. The Eagles' D-line will start to get sacks. Sweaty J. Pressures galore. Strip sack versus the Vikings. We're going to see a lot more of that. That club's going to come off sooner or later for Hassan Reddick. Then he can get his hands on some of these guys. Hassan Reddick loves to use his hands at the line of scrimmage, and it's kind of limited him. All that being said, power rankings have the Cowboys number 1, Niners number 2, Dolphins number 3, Eagles number 4, Chiefs number 5, Ravens number 6, Bills number 7, Jags number 8, Jets number 9, Seahawks number 10. You can read the list. The rest, I'm only going 10. Look, Cowboy fans are excited to be at the top of the list. They haven't been at the top of the list of anything in a while. It's week 2. They've played great. You got to look at who they're playing. However, you play who you play. I'm a firm believer. But at the end of the day, it's only week 2. Can't really go solely by that, right? Give them their flowers now. We know what happens at the end of the year. But again, their head is so big because, do you hear the national media now? They're saying we're really good. They're putting us on top of the power rankings. It is what it is. Eagles still top 5. The way that some media people and some Cowboy, Giant, and Commander fans are talking about the regression of Jalen Hurts, the regression of the Eagles offense. Do you see how bad that defense is? If we were that bad, why are we still in the top 5? Why are we still in the top 5? Y'all let me know. Why are we still in the top 5? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop the muscle emoji if you got nothing to say. If you want to get one of these Philly dog hats, right? Link will be in the description under the GoFundMe. The Philly dog hats are out as well. We saw Nolan Smith with one, so get yours. Shirts, hats, Air Hurt shirts, all that in there. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Eagle Nation, I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. We are out. Peace.